What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel. As today we are unboxing the retro Spawn Commando Spawn, of course from Todd Toys. Before it was McFarlane Toys officially, of course, retro Spawn. I did medieval Spawn. I don't know, probably about a month ago at this point. I actually had these two figures, and I just hadn't opened them yet, and I hadn't even started the channel. But I was like, you know what? That might be kind of a fun line to add to the channel is some retro figures. I don't do a ton of retro over here, but besides, retro style, but actual figures of the 90s. A lot of times, to get them carded and stuff, even this card, as you can tell, a little worse for the wear, but that's all right because we are unboxing it. Sometimes they are a little expensive. And so that's why I kind of steer away from that for the most part. But honestly, if I can get them at a good price, I have no problem unboxing them here on the channel because I think it's a lot of fun. Of course, Commando Spawn, a lot of different Spawn figures in the Spawn line. And I told this story when I first did the medieval Spawn figure. I was at a birthday party back in the mid-90s. And I knew of Spawn, but I didn't know a lot about it. But I knew it would be something my parents didn't approve of. And this kid got a Spawn figure, which I don't remember which one, for his birthday. And everyone was like, whoa! And one kid knew all about it. It was probably his gift, most likely. He's like, yeah, you got Spawn figures. Check out all the cool ones. And the kid's like, oh, this is awesome. And his mom just had to look like, I don't know if I like that. But definitely a different time for sure back in the mid-90s. But as you can see here, really cool carding. Spawn, Commando Spawn up there on top, ages 4 and up. So 4-year-olds dive into this one, apparently. Spawn Deluxe Edition Ultra Action Figures, America's best-selling comic book, of course. Image Comics became a big deal in the mid-90s when a bunch of artists and creators left Marvel and started their own company, and we saw several of them form Image Comics, which is a very interesting time in the comic book world. Of course, Commando Spawn here, really cool looking figure, lots of weapons, very 90s style. I love that. Love that Spawn logo, still one of my favorites. Information, how to do it. Shotgun snaps onto forearm, pull out knife, fits into hand. Night vision gear flips up and down. Pretty good information to have. We got a little brochure in there too, which is always kind of fun. I always miss those. I remember Kenner was real big on those. They always included those with the figures. And what I liked about that is it gave you kind of a rough idea of what to expect or what was coming, which was really good at the time. Of course, this is from Spawn Series 2. Of course, Series 1 and 2 were both officially Todd Toys before it became McFarlane Toys, I believe, in Wave 3. But don't fact check me on that one. Of course, Wave 1, Trimmer, Medieval Spawn, Clown, Overt Kill, Spawn, and Violator. I actually own all of those. I'll throw the pictures up right here. Minus Violator, I do not have him. And I do believe several of these have variants, that was kind of a big thing for the Spawn figures, variants. We didn't really see that in other waves, especially in the 90s, so it was really cool to see the variants and stuff. And of course, Wave 2, Bad Rock, Chapel, Commando Spawn, Angela. I'm going to butcher this one, Malbegolia. I think Travis knows that one a little bit better than me. And then, of course, Pilot Spawn. I do have Pilot Spawn. Really cool figure. I have him in white gear, which I saw that at a vintage toy shop and just was like, I have to get this. I have to get it. It's such a cool figure. Then of course, we had vehicles and play sets: the Spawn Mobile, the Violator Monster Rig, Spawn Alley, Spawn Air Cycle, and the Violator Chopper. Very, very cool stuff. And that Spawn Alley playset is such a cool playset. Like, that's what I would actually love to own at some point. Don't know if that's in the cards, but man, that'd be cool to have. Of course, Todd McFarlane here. After successful award-winning stints on such characters as Batman and the Hulk, Todd took Spider-Man to new heights, both sales and style-wise. His latest creation, Spawn, has crossed the boundaries from comic books to upcoming movie, television, and video game projects. In 1994, he created this successful toy company, Todd Toys, and has day-to-day involvement in the design of all product produced. Todd McFarlane, a genius among men. Very, very cool stuff. He's not sitting on the couch or anything, but still, I'll give him his props. Whenever it's time, we're going to open this bad boy up. Easy to open because it is an old figure. We're going to check this thing out first. We'll get this stuff out of the way. We're going to open this up. Of course, I don't know if this is a poster or more just a brochure, but still want to check it out. open it on up. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Gives you kind of a rundown of everything in the line. And realistically, if you're new to the collection, man, how cool would it be to get one of these so you know exactly who to add and, you know, a little bit of information on them. So Commando Spawn. Let's read this one since that's who we're talking about today. Before his death, Al Simmons was a mercenary for the United States government, knowing that as Spawn, his powers are not infinite. On occasion, he has borrowed from army bases, guns, missiles, and bazookas to use in the fight against evil. Once armed, he tapped into his training to become the ultimate fighter. Not UFC, not that Ultimate Fighter, but the Ultimate Fighter. So this is just kind of a more extended version of what's on the back. Of course, a blank on that side. But I think that's cool. I think it's cool to include stuff like that. I would like to see more toy lines include stuff like that. So basic articulation here. Nothing at the waist, interestingly enough. Arms are up and down, and a little articulation on that elbow joint, but not on this one, just on the one, head side to side. You can move this thing up and down, which is kind of cool. But it is attached there. I mean, I guess it could pop out, but I would be careful because I don't want to lose it. This, you know, I know they recently did. I'm going to try to get him stood up there so everyone can get a better look at him. They recently did like a Call of Duty Spawn in the current day McFarlane line. And I feel like that's kind of what this is in a lot of ways, where it's like a more updated, like military-esque Spawn. Because as you know, if you've seen the Spawn movie, that's what Al Simmons was. He was a military man. This is pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can figure this bazooka out. I am assuming we're going to put it right here in this hand and set it right up here on the shoulder. I think that looks pretty freaking cool. Put the missile in there, or the missile. The projectile. Missiles were huge. I remember any action figure that came with missiles was always like a fun one. And they went all over the house, and I'm dropping accessories onto the ground, never to be found again. I did find it. Let's see, where does this go? I think it just clipped on his forearm there. I really don't know. But yeah, pretty cool. A little hard to use both of these, I would say, but we'll see if he balances. He may not with all the weight of the weapon. I can, not too bad. Readjust the camera a smidge. Oh yeah, very cool figure. Like I said, the Spawn line from McFarlane or Todd Toys has always been a favorite of mine. And I've recently actually been diving into the Spawn comic books, which you can buy digitally if you're into digital comics. Digital comics aren't for everybody, of course. But I think they're fun. You know, it's a cool way to go and read a comic book without having to actually flip the pages and possibly tear it up and destroy it and everything else. But like I said, this is a really, really cool figure. And to me, it was smart to do different versions of Spawn because that is like your heavy hitter. But different enough from the original where it's like, okay, yeah, I can get Ninja Spawn. I can get Pilot Spawn. I can get Commando Spawn without it just being a repaint or something. It feels new. It feels fresh. And definitely cool stuff. Definitely cool figure. And like I said, the Spawn line in the 90s was massive. And of course, as you all know, there was some other kind of crossing lines. Is that the right word? Some lines that were in the same scale and the same carding. Wetworks, Youngblood, and also there was one more. What was it? Wetworks, Youngblood. I'm drawing a blank on the fourth one, but I know there was a fourth one, and they were all kind of the same, along with Spawn. And that's to me what was so cool about this line. Oh, it was Total Chaos. That's what it was. And most of them had about one or two waves, not a lot, but it was kind of a cool way to get all these figures kind of blended together. And I've been collecting more of them, so I got more of them coming up here on the channel. So I'm really excited to dive into that. And yeah, there's not much more to say about this other than it is a fantastic figure. And for a retro figure, I think it's top notch. It's definitely something I would collect, you know, again, because I think it looks cool. We're gonna take his weapons off to kind of get a better idea of the look of the figure. It does snap right onto his wrist there, which is kind of cool. If I can get it off, I'm not sure it's going to come off. There. Look at that. I didn't even notice that. It kind of pops right in right there. Kind of keeps it based a little bit, which is cool. But yeah, really cool figure. Love the detail, especially for the 90s. And I don't have a size comparison because I don't have any figures. Does he come with a knife? Because he's got a place for one. Did I drop it somewhere? Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't see a knife anywhere, but we'll take a look around after the video. But he's definitely got a place for one. But love the detail here. But like I said, these kind of feel like they're in similar scale to like a Kenner Batman figure. Maybe a little big for Toy Biz, but overall, really, really cool figure. Really, really fun. Definitely plan to unbox. I have several of these, like I said, to unbox. So I'm looking forward to diving into them sooner rather than later right here on this channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to check out the TB Toycast podcast every Thursday. And check out my other unboxing videos. I already mentioned Medieval Spawn. Check that one out. That was a fun video. Came with a comic book, in fact. I've also recently unboxed the Jazzwares Ring of Honor Jerry Lynn and Nigel McGuinness set. If you're into wrestling figures, I did unbox that one very recently. I've also done Transformers Night Prowler. So yeah, I did a Transformers figure. That's definitely something new for the channel that I was not expecting, but it was a lot of fun. I've done some Simpsons figures like Furious Homer and Vampire Burns. I've done some big rubber guys like Andre the Giant and both members of Powers of Pain. Several Mattel Elites, CM Punk, Zeus, and most recently, Mankind, all unboxed right here on this YouTube channel. So make sure to check those out. And like I said, check out the TB Toycast podcast every Thursday, where we have a different main event. We talk about what we're finding and things that we're buying and things that, you know, kind of interest us in the news and such. And we've had a lot of great main events, including Spawn Series 2. We covered that whole wave. So check that out in the archives. And make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And subscribe to this channel so you never miss a video. I drop new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's all I got. That's Commando Spawn. This is the TB Toycast YouTube channel. And we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot. Baby Savage, I'm the